Testing. Are we working? Is everything working? Can you hear everything? Is it making a bunch of noise? Hey, how you doing out there? Welcome to another live stream. And we are coming to you from Atascadero. It's going to be a little funny today 'cause Wes is gone, but we decided Well, let's just do it ourselves, Gail and I. So she's working the message board. I'm working whatever this is. And there you have it. So, wow. I've got some nice guitars I'm going to show you. We got a nice jazz lick I'm going to show you later on. It's around an E7 or B minor, and it's got some flat five things going on in it. So it's a cool little lick. And then we're going to do pages from a book. and what that is I've got this book, speed reading book, many years ago, and I'm going to share it with one of the pages with you. And if you're interested in becoming a better reader, I think it's a really good book. We'll talk about that. Gee whiz, so the gallery, the gadget gallery, we're going to show the fat finger clamp that goes on your guitar, which I left on the dining room table, honey. So in your, if you wouldn't mind bringing that out. So we're going to be showing that. And then I got a chop builder exercise we're going to be doing. And that should be fun. So a lot is in store for today. Ooh. Let's see. We're going to be talking about this guitar here, which is a 775. And this is one of the nicest 775s I've ever had. I've only had 3. And this is one of them. So only 2 others. It's the nicest one. But you know what? I never play it. It's so nice I don't want to take it out of the house. I played it a couple times out, I must confess. But I just, it's just a beautiful sounding guitar. And, I've A-B'd this with my L4. And even though it's got a laminate top, I tell you what, man, I think this thing is sounds better. And I was at a guitar show one year, and they had one of these, and I took it over and thank you, sweetheart. Took it over and A-B'd it with my L4, and I thought, wait a minute, this L4 is supposed to sound better than this. But anyway, I don't play this guitar anymore too much. So I should probably let it go. One fella was asking about it, and but we're going to talk about it. We'll show some of the features of this guitar. So yeah, we're on our own here doing this thing, but you know what? If you like these live streams, please hit the like button, and make sure you sign up for notifications. And then you know when we're going to be putting stuff on. I hope to be putting on a lot more videos and doing a lot more. Summer's over, school started. It's time to get back into the swing of things. So there you have it. So let's start off with let's start off. And now Wes told me how to work this thing. Here we go.
You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you. Sound off like you got a pair. Sir, yes, sir. Here you are all equally worthless.
Okay, there's our roll call. You guys don't take him for seriously. You guys aren't worthless, really. Yeah. So Gordon's here, and he likes his 775. I tell you, William Melton and Jeff Himes both have them. They love them. Big Steve from Olympia. Hey, Big Steve. Big Steve. Big Steve. Big Steve. Big Steve. Well, that's Big John. Locke, what's happening, man? As Jackie says, who's Jackie? Good morning, Jim Rolfe. How you doing, buddy? So, we got plans to come on down there, and I'm gonna play with Boyd's big band for the memorial for Matt Schaefer. So I want to come on down to Thousand Oaks. You know what? Maybe you could tell me of maybe a couple jazz clubs or wineries. Maybe I could get a gig at. Maybe I could do a gig down there too. That'd be fun. Brian from the UK. Thank you, Brian. I hope you're doing well. Don Spain, what's happening, Don from Kansas? You know, when you listen to Kansas City, the track, you know, you got the guitar going quarter notes, and then you got the piano going. It's a wonderful combination. That track just frickin' grooves. But you know, yeah, Mustang. Sorry. Um, Lovely playing there, Rich. Thank you so much. By the way, that we'll talk about that song that I played in a second. Tom, how you doing, Tom? And Butchy boy, what's happening, man? And Mike, thank you guys for coming. All sounds good. Thank you. We have gone through some issues with our live stream stuff. As you probably heard it last week, it was funky, crackling all over the place. Thought we had it worked out. Went down to do to do a video, and the crackling reappeared, and it's like, oh, jeez. So anyway, Jackie Gleason. Oh yeah, and away we go. That's a wonderful biography of him, put on by you know, everybody who loves Raymond, his brother, you know, Robert, where he plays Jackie Gleason. He nails Jackie Gleason, which I have a funny story about him. I don't know why I ought to jump into this, but Robert, I forget his name. What is his real name? They booked him at this casino over here, and I knew the people that booked him, and we played a gig there, and I was talking to them, and I said, "Well, how'd you like, you know, I forget his name now, Robert, you know, from the show." Oh my God, he was so filthy. We couldn't believe it. Oh my, we wanted Robert. Anyway, okay, Gail said away we go. Okay, Jeff Himes. Hi, Jeff. So Jeff has got a 775. William's got a 775. And this one is, I guess, going to have a home. Anyway, thank you, all of you, for joining us today. I really, really, really appreciate it, because it's no fun if you're not here. It really isn't. Okay, let's talk about the song I just played, which is Tangerine. And let me show you how you can find Tangerine. You go to the library. Here we are at the library. You go over here to the library. And you type in here, Tangerine. Oops, did I shut that off? Well, this is dangerous, because I've screwed up the live stream before with my keyboard. Oh, it doesn't work for there. Oh, never mind. Let me shut that off. Go in there and type in Tangerine. Tangerine. Go. See how easy this is? Go there. Go. Oh, hit maybe this guy. won't go there. Keeps going to this damn thing. Crap. Well, it is on there. Tangerine is on there, but I don't have an enter on this thing. And I just uploaded it too. Oh, there it is. Duh. User error. There's Tangerine. Boom. And then you sign in and get it. There it is. You got a track, a chord melody, and then also the band in the box tracks here. So, and then related videos. All right. So there was Tangerine. Now that I learned how to do it. Whew, glad you guys really wanted to see that, I'm sure. Brad Garrett. Thank you, Gail. That's the guy's name. Brad. You can get it to it by hitting Explore now. Oh. Okay, well that's cool. Okay. So that's it. Tangerine is a wonderful little tune, man. And we used it this year at the workshop. And it's a tune that you really ought to have in your repertoire. And so it's in the key of F. I like to use it because it's got secondary dominance. It's got 5 of 5. It's got 5 of 4. It's got 5 of 2, 5 of 3, and 5 of 6 for those following along in your manual. So that is what's new on the library. Whew. It's weird being here by myself, talking to myself. So, by the way, if you guys, I need you guys to start throwing stuff on the message board, anything random that doesn't even have to make sense, just so we can give us something to talk about. Okay. All right, what's up next? All right, talking about guitars. Sorry that my air conditioner's freaking out. I don't know if you hear that. What we got in is one of the Guild X50s, and I didn't quite get that ready to show you. Oh, wait a minute. Here's guitar in and out. Here we go. There. Guitar is in and out burger. So, what has gone is, let me go over here to the to this guy. Let's go over here and take a look at guitars. And you see this guy? Sold. Gosh, didn't you remember I had it last week? And I've been painfully regretting it. I can't help myself. I really regret selling that. But somebody got a nice guitar and they're very happy, so that's good. This is also sold. Oop, not that one. This one. The Trans Brown. That has gone to a good buddy, a student who's become a good friend. He's been to several of our guitar camps, but not for a while. Anyway, he called me up and he wanted an Eastman, and the Eastman 480, and I know where he's at, and I know that is musically, and he's a good player. And I said, you've got some nice guitars already, but I don't think that Eastman, although it's a wonderful guitar, it's not going to get your motor running. Anyway, so I said, but this will. And so he trusted me, gave him a good deal. So, by the way, you know, when you look at these prices, by the way, you call me up and we'll work it out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we'll work it out. Not a problem. So, anyway. So that's what's gone. Let's go back to the top here. You know, this guy here, this first one, this 51, that guitar is sweet. I just decided I think I'm going to have it refretted, and then I'm going to just play it for a while. So we got that guy. And Johnny Smith, which we showed last week. This L4, I probably ought to do something with the price on that. $480. If you want a 480, call me. If they have one, we'll do it. We'll get it. This guy right here. Eagle Classic, brand spanking new. And it's hanging on the wall right up here. You see it? Oh, it's right in back of me. There it is. Those are sweet. That's a sweet-ass guitar, man. Jeez. And we got this puppy, too. So we got a lot of guitars, right? Any questions? Let's see. What year is the 775? 91. 91. And the finish, you know, the lacquer is starting to get lines in it and stuff like they do. And it's been very well cared for, you know. I take care of them. If you don't, they get mad at you. They fall apart and they self-destruct, and then they haunt you. So you got to make sure you take good care of them. Got to get them out, play them, wipe them down, make sure the humidifier is working. Get it all nice, and take care of it. So it's like a dog, a puppy. You know, you can't just let it, you know, loose in the service porch for 3 months. You got to take care of it. All right. So, Andrew, good afternoon, New Jersey. Thank you, Jim Ruffy. The scale length on this is 24 3/4, Gibson scale. I know it looks bigger, but it's not. It's kind of a flat neck. I don't know how to describe it, but it's nice. It's a thinner. By the way, on this is a. Well, we'll get into the guitar feature in a minute. I'm surprised the Johnny Smith hasn't gone yet. Me too. It's like, what? Like how you fill in for Wes by giving yourself a hard time. I suck. God dang, man. I can't do anything right. Anyway, what is the approach to comping on a song like 4-on-6? What a great question. All right, so if we played 4-on-6, which I think we can find in here, your comping is going to be really somewhat minimal. Now, on here, you know, there's some piano and stuff on this track. So you're just mainly just doing pads. Can you hear that guitar okay? that kind of comping where you're pretty sparse. You're interesting, but you're sparse. We don't need to always be going. You know what I mean? So play with intent, but play very. Now I like to put a dominant chord to take me to that C minor. And remember, when you're in G minor, you learned all these stacked fourths, William. This is the time to use them. Anyway, I hope that helps you. 4 on 6, very cool song. Okay, Nick said, do you sell any guitars under 1200? Yes, as a matter of fact, let's go over here because one of the sweetest guitars is this guy right there. Now, I've got it for 1200. Talk to me. Call me up. It's got the tone controls under the pick guard and a tone control and a volume. Nice guitar, man. It's a nice guitar. Should have brought it out. It's like new, too, man. Jeez. Anyway, wherever it went. That is a wonderful sounding guitar. It's a solid top. So, bingo. That'd be a good guitar to have. 17-inch, 24 and 3/4 inch scale length, and so that'd be a good one. Okay, well that concludes our guitars in and out. Okay. Yeah, Nick, if you're interested, give me a call after the show and we'll talk turkey. Gobble. Talk turkey. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at our guitar feature.
The entire first part of this theme is literally just the D-flat Lydian scale.
Good to know. All right, so 775. They only made these, I think, for 3 years. This is the first year, I believe, 91. It's basically a 175. I think it's laminate sides and back, laminate top, like a 175. However, the pickup is up close and personal it's in a sweet spot there. Okay, that's a big deal right there. Ebony fretboard. You've got these inlays, which are the I like to call them the Howard Roberts Epiphone inlays, but yeah, they're really cool. It's got binding on the headstock. It's bound throughout, gold hardware. It's got the nice pick guard, the L5 type pick guard, L5 bridge. Got some cool knobs, wooden knobs, bitchin' tailpiece. I'm curious about the woods on this. I never really did get it's hard to get a lot of information off this. But here's another thing about it. If you take a look at the 5-piece neck, 3-piece neck, okay? 3-piece neck, so it's very strong maple neck, not a mahogany. So it's got some harder surfaces, but the guitar is mellow, man. So, and one thing, they can make the neck a little thinner because it's stronger with the 3 pieces of wood there. So I think we're good. Frets are in great shape. It hasn't been played very much. So you're golden in that regard. Isn't that a sweet sound? I don't care who you are. That is a sweet sound. Hey, since it's 4 and 6, why don't we just play that? No, didn't we play that last week? Yeah. Let's see, I was going to play a song. I was going to play All the Things You Are. Well, let's play this anyways. 4 and 6, what the hell? Whoa. Okay, so yeah, so I noticed Jeff said it's all laminate. He thought the cut was a little deeper than the 175, he thinks. Okay. I like a thinner neck. It's my birthday soon. Hey, I know. I'll just give this to you for your birthday. You deserve it. Do you have any experience with the Heritage 575 from the Standard Series, Schaller pickups? Yes, I have a lot of experience with that. I like the Schaller pickups. They're a darker pickup. I've actually gone and seeked them out and bought them separately without a guitar because I like them. So yeah, I think those are good. You know, there's a lot of 575s out there. You know, it's all about condition, and even that, it's sometimes, I don't know how to say this gracefully. Sometimes guitars get left alone and the neck bends, and it's hard to get it back straight. So you got to take care of your stuff, man. Some people, you know, they'll get a guitar and they'll leave it under the bed for 2 or 3 years, not getting it out in the meantime. You know, they've gone through seasons and the temperature change. Then they go to get it out and think, why is this so hard to play? Or why is this buzzing all over the place? Which takes us to the age-old question is, should I loosen the strings when I store a guitar for a long time? First off, you have to decide, what is a long time? If you're going away for 6 months, loosen the strings. You don't have to loosen them all the way. Take it down to a D flat, something like that. Not so much pressure on there. Okay. But if you're leaving it for under 6 months, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. Any advice on how someone can create his own nice jazz lines? I've heard that the rhythm is the most important aspect, more so than the notes used. Well, Tom, we talked about rhythm filters, right? You know, a rhythm filter is a rhythm statement, say 1 or 2 bars long. Bip, ba-doop, ba-dee-dee-doo-da. Now you just got to fill in the notes. Bum, ba-dum. Bum, ba-dum. Bum, ba-da, ba-dee-dee-doo-doo. Bum. So rhythm filters, yeah. As a matter of fact, I want to do a class on sequences and rhythm filters. It's important, and it makes soloing easier when the rhythm is already established. Jerry says, I have a L4 single humbucker. Would sure like to hear you A-B the 575 against the L4. Well, yeah. What year is your L4? Okay. All right, that concludes our guitar feature. that in. All right, let's see. Gary, hi Gary. Salima, ciao from the Dolomites. Okay, he's in Italy. He's over there. Gary, do you drink wine for breakfast? I was just curious about that. It's no wonder everybody's so happy over there. All right, let's move over to where we got. Let's do this. Let's do a lesson. Chop builder segment. I'm going to get a different guitar. We have worn this one out. So bear with me. Bear with me a second. You know, it's always sketchy. This is always a sketchy move. And you know what guitar I want to get? I'm just going to set this right over here. And I'm going to grab this guy. Because when you're talking about guitars that are under, you know, $2,000 or whatever, you can't beat these puppies. This is the D'Angelico. This is an XL1. It's in walnut. And if that's walnut, does that look walnut to you? It says walnut. But doesn't look walnut to me. But it's a nice sounding guitar. There's no question about it. Got a nice sound, isn't it? This particular guitar, it's I think 1995, and again, that's what you have to say because it's brand new. But we do have some perks. Oh, crap. Hold on. Did you notice my chair doesn't squeak anymore? Because I got a new chair. I got a new chair. Jeez. I have a question for you guys. How many hours a day do you practice? How many, as opposed to how many do you want to? So we have the tone and the volume on there. Big Steve says 2 hours. Good for you, Steve. What time of day do you do that? 15 minutes, 3 times a day, many vibes. That's good. I am concentrating on improving my sight reading this year by learning 1 song per month. Locks is 3 to 6 hours. Jim, 2. I want 5. Gordon, 3 hours. Good for you, Gordon. I go with per eek instead, like 4 to 5 hours. Casual play, though. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, per week. I'm a beginner. So, by the way, did you guys see the new monkey, the story about the monkeys? Yeah, I'm a beginner. I wouldn't leave her if I tried. All right. Now, Gail has posted the link for this next segment, for the Chop Builder segment. And it should be in the description or the chat. I'm not sure. Big Steve practices in the morning. That's my favorite. I practice for an hour or more while I'm working on a specific project, a tune, a chord melody. Not as much with no specific project. Need more projects. Best in the morning. Link for the chop builder, breaking down the C7 altered chord, or whatever it is right there. Why don't you grab that? All right, so what we're going to be, wait a minute, let's do this right. Chord like chops.
Chops Builders, single note technique lessons.
Okay, so our chop builder lesson today, we're going to be looking at a C7, moving to an F minor, and we're going to play a altered arpeggio, and we're taking it from the whole tone scale, and then we're going to resolve it down to we're going to resolve it down to a F minor chord. What happened to all my stuff here? Sorry, hold on. Just like chop builder. There it is. Here's my chop builder. This is what it looks like. Now, as you can see, we're going up a C altered. It's augmented right here, augmented 7th. And then look at this. We're going over here to a D, F sharp, E, C. So it's like a D9. Isn't that crazy? And then resolving it to F minor. Now, here's the key right here is the picking. Remember, like I told you, like technique is this hand. This hand is the one that needs the work. You've spent a lot of time on this hand, but this hand, the right hand, the picking hand, needs work. All right, so let me show you close up how this is going to work. We're going to go up. Let me lower. No. We're going to go up a C augmented. It's going to look like this. And now an upstroke. So down, 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 up, down, down, up, up. Ooh, the mystic sound, huh? And it resolves to F minor, or it could be F major. Now, why am I showing you this stupid thing? Because it's hip. It's a hip thing. When we talk about technique all the time, we're always playing major scales or we're doing mindless finger exercises. This is the hand we need to concentrate on now. Learn to play it up the neck. So challenge yourself to go. E. And you see, you notice the altered tones of this? sharp 5, flat 5, right? It's got flat 5 and a sharp 5 in it. So if you want to be in it to win it, there you go. So again, what does this one look like? See my pants here? Gail said, don't wear those pants. I said, they're not going to see that. But these are my new pants. I just got them at some high-end store. I had to pay like extra for this. See this right hand? Focus in a little more on that. And you notice I'm not using my little finger. And you're doing a lot of rolling. Okay, you play that up and down the neck. And that'll get you pulling your hair out. It's really fun. All right, now the next one, take a look at this guy, number 2. We're kind of playing it backwards, and we're starting on beat 4, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and so down, down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up. Some people think I should just be a strict alternate picker because I wouldn't have to work out any picking situ things, it would just automatically do it. They're wrong. It's very hard to play that alternate picking style. If you want speed and speed and not only that, the least amount of effort, and that's what good technique means precision with the least amount of effort, okay? Effort being the key word. Now, you notice how we're starting on the third, or the root in third of the chord. It's a cool little lick. I really like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. All right. But yeah, when you start working on your technique with this, with sweep picking or economy picking, however you want to talk, whatever it is, your hand will gravitate to those things, and you'll automatically do it. So don't worry. Like, I personally was a strict alternate picker forever, and till Tommy Tedesco said, "Don't do that. Check this out." And then it made total sense. Oh man, Joe Diario, same thing. Joe's wait a minute. He's not a strict alternate picker. He's, downstrokes, upstrokes, play entire passages with downstrokes. It's like, wait a minute, let's rethink this whole thing. So this is the hand you want to concentrate on. Let's take a look at number 3 here. And what this is now is just strictly write down a an F minor arpeggio. So, picking wise, it's going to look like this. Down, 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 up, down, down. And you want to train yourself to play nice and even. Play that up the neck. Are you ever going to use that? I don't know. You might. It doesn't necessarily mean, not every exercise has to be something that you're actually going to use, although it's helpful, but you will use parts of this. You'll use it somewhere down the road. All right, so again, that back picking. Some people say a man is made out of mud. All right. Get the idea? All right, let's take a look at number 4 here. We're doing the opposite. We're going up. Now, I want you to take a look at the left hand, because remember, you're rolling fingers. We're not going. You're rolling the fingers. Rolling, rolling, rolling. That I can feel that in this hand, and all right, let's look at the next one. Where is the next one? There it is. We're going to combine them. So first we're going to go up, as you can see, with our C altered. Let's take a look at this picking hand. Play that up and down the neck. Okay, really build that speed up. I'm going to work on that. Dadgummit. I'm going to really work hard on that. Let's look at number 6 here now. Basically doing the opposite. We're going up on the one, down on the other. So we're going. So if we were to look at this. That's not the easiest thing to do, is it? It sounds easy, but it's not the easiest thing to do. So remember, this is the hand that you're trying to develop. You're working on the rolling technique of this. You're working on the picking hand, the sweep picking, economy picking, if you will. And that is going to make a big difference in your playing. So do that up and down the neck, and then take it around the cycle of force. Okay. Well, that concludes our chop builder.
Chops Builders, single note technique lessons.
That poor kid. Any questions about any of that stuff, guys? Okay, let's see. Wait a minute. What do we got here? That guitar looks so fun to play. This guy here, yes. It's pretty. Easy playing. Locks so much cooler than just playing an altered scale. Yeah, I think so. I haven't been practicing because I hurt my finger. I took 3 months to feel better, just getting back, and I feel like I stink. I can't imagine going without playing for 3 months. That's rough. You know, Pat Kelly, he had hand surgery. He didn't play for about 6 months. I could be wrong about that, but I know it was a long time. And he's kind of going bonkers. But you have to work on, he worked on his compositions. And I guess, we got to get him in here for an interview. And we'll just play together. Work on compositions, work on your theory, work on your mind. Your mind is the one that plays the guitar. Okay. I'm trying to get in half an hour every day on the upright bass and work back up to 1.5 hours per day. My guitar practicing has been languishing a little bit lately. Well, okay. And I hope your son is doing okay. Tell him we said hello. Thank you, Dan. Yes, he's doing fine. Okay, let's see what is next on the agenda. All right, chop builder, we did that. Okay. Tell you what, if you don't mind, I would like to take a short intermission. Can we do that? Let's just take 5 minutes and let's take an intermission. It's intermission time. It's intermission time. It's intermission time. Intermission. Let's all go to the snack bar. Let's get some space age pizza. While we're taking a break, I'm going to play you a tune. You've probably heard it. And it's, of course, a tune. I've got some tunes that I want to play for you guys if you're willing to listen to them. That date back quite a while, but they're fun little tunes. So I thought we'd do it. But this one isn't too old. This is only 15 years old instead of 50. Anyway, be right back. Yeah, that was called Doobie Da. And I think that's on the Gift album. Anyway, there's the tune. Yeah, it's funny. Some guys say, "Oh, that song, it's got too many notes to be smooth jazz. It's too many notes." It's like from the movie Amadeus. Well, which notes would you like me to remove? Jeez. Anyway, let's move on. Everybody okay? Everybody back? No, that's fine. Thank you, honey. What service? What a deal. Good old straight old coffee. Yeah. Locke says, let's go out to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. I wanted to go to D'Angelico in Manhattan, but then found out you need an appointment. Can't just walk in. That's true. Same is true with Abbey Road Studios. That's not open to the public. You gotta know somebody. I am getting so techie. Wes is training you well, young grasshopper. Oh. Tyler K. Rich, if someone wanted to become competent to go out and play live in a year as a solo guitarist, as a jazz educator, what would you recommend they do? That's a good question. Well, first off, you have to decide, are you going to go out and play solo guitar by yourself, or are you going to use tracks? Or both? You can build your repertoire up much faster if you decide to use some tracks. If I have a gig that's longer than 2 hours, I use tracks because my hand get too tired. But so now you can get a gig. You create a gig. It's easy to nothing's easy, but create your own gig. Find a coffee house or a wine bar. Go in there and say, hey, do you have music? Well, if they say no, would you like some? Well, we've been thinking about it, maybe. Well, tell you what, let me come in, let me play for a night and see how you like it. You don't have to pay me or anything. No, don't worry about that. But I would like to come in and just think of it as an audition and let me know what you think. Okay, and then you go in and you do it, and then they say, okay, well, that sounds good. What is it? What would it take? What would it take to have you here every Friday night? Well, do you think what the $150 would be in your budget, whatever, And they said, yeah, we could do that. Okay, or work it out. If it's a wine bar, how about that $75 and $75 worth of wine? Something like that. You have to be creative. So that's how you start. Now, start by learning tunes, the standards. Learn the standards. Like the song I opened with, Tangerine, is a easy song. It's light and airy. It's fun. So maybe start with something like that. Okay, I'm going to play a song. Imagine that. And it's on my list. And it's All the Things You Are. All the Things You Ain't. And except I'm doing it as a samba. Here it comes. Now, check this out. That song is available on the website, on the library. Let me show you just how easy this is to get to anything on the library. You go over here and you hit, whoops, let me show you. Search. Whoop, what are you doing? Okay. And I'm going to type in all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Standard keyboard. All the. That's not how you spell the. Things. No. Enter. Jeez, all the things you are. Do you notice there's improv insights? There's a whole collection of all the things you are. Chord melody, comping, solo 1, solo 2, octave solo, arpeggios, improv insights. Everything that you need to know about playing that song is right there at your fingertips on our newly reformed and remodeled library. So please go and check it out. Okay, let's go over to the message board. Long overdue. Let's see, wait a minute. Standards are trash. All good songs are not standards. Okay. I think why people, let's see, what is, let's see. Long overdue, thanks for your book, Guitar Technique. Oh, you're quite welcome. So you're the guy who bought it, huh? Yeah, thank you. By the way, I have this problem. I guess I give too much information. I make lessons too long. And that book is perfect example of that. Because back in the day, I think it's about 170 pages or something, 150, I don't know for sure. But I know the publisher was like, man, we never had a book this fat. What's with that? And I'm like, well, it's complete. Oh man, it's going to be too expensive to publish. Well, just raise the price a little bit to compensate, right? You know, come on. What do you want me to leave out? Well, I don't know. Well, okay then. That's it. But thank you for enjoying. I'm glad you enjoyed that book. Thank you for doing that. Whew. Okay, so it's why people hate jazz. They hear that same 251 over and over and over until people like Danny Gatton came along. You know what? This is America. You're entitled to your opinion, and you can voice it. But Esteban, I think one of the things, the standards became standards because they were beautiful songs, and they were played over and over and over again because people loved them. And Beatle tunes have become standards now. You know, there's certain things are standards. It's not just the chord progressions. But I'm not talking about, you know, like Black Coffee. You know, it's a blues tune. It's a blues tune. That's a standard. You know, there's a lot of standards that aren't just a bunch of 251s. So they're standards because they're good songs, and they will be around long after we're gone. So, you know, some of these songs are reaching 100 years old. And why do the people still dig it? The people hate jazz because I think sometimes the jazz guys, you know, they get too far out. And people don't understand what the heck. What are you doing? You know, the old bebop jazz. You know, when tempos got too fast and all that. You know, that was the beginning of the end. But whatever. Gail said, Tangerine taught you how to write books. Yeah, that's the truth. I wish he was still around. Okay, so here is a tune, a perfect example. All the Things You Are, been around forever. It's been done many, many different styles. They teach it in schools. It's one of those tunes that, like, you know, it's just hard to get away from. It's a standard. It's funny, you know, you know, most every Paul McCartney, you know, I don't know if he's considered too old now. The Beatles, you know, they're freaking old. Which, by the way, we're going to go see Ringo and his all-star band. Can't wait. Going to go to a winery. See him. Up in Murphy's, which I have a friend up there, a student, Don, who's sometimes on this live stream. We'll have to make sure he gets there. So what would be a standard in the rock and roll genre? Anything classic rock, right? Classic rock becomes like now a standard or something. Louie Louie, you know, Tequila, Shout. Are those standards? Standards in that genre? One thing about Esteban that does ruin you with standards is it's hard to go back and play songs with 3 chords. You know, it gets boring to me. You know, very boring. So, you know, the standards will kind of make you want to hear more chord changes. How about Grooveyard? I don't know that song that well. I'm going to learn it, by the way, and do a lesson on it. It's not what you do, it's the way you do it. Boy, there's a song title. I've been playing along with so-called standards at Smalls and Mesro live streams 5 years now, and standards are different each time. Well, that's another thing about the standards, Escoban, that when people play the standards, they put their own spin on it. In other words, these songs are so old, and they were done, let's say, with a big band, you know. So, are you going to copy those with a big band, you know, in your little 4-piece group? How are you going to pull that off? So, it's like you make your own arrangement with them. So, the standard is the framework, and then you're able to input what you want, your own style, your own creativity into the song. Whereas classic rock and roll, if you're going to play Day Tripper, you have to play the lick. If you're going to play Tequila, you have to play the lick. What are you going to play on Tequila like? You know, got a good reason for taking the easy way out. You know, that's kind of schmaltzy. So it's hard to input your own creativity into classic rock tunes. Other than just playing the music, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. You just play the music, have fun, play the part. A friend of mine said it so perfectly. He said, rock is parts. You have to play the part. It's just like classical music. You have to play the part if you want it to be recognized, right? Jazz and standards are the medium. You play the song and you make up your own parts. You have to play the melody, there's no doubt about it, but you interpret the melody, don't you? So, you know, I think one of the things that I would recommend that you do is pick a tune, start working on it, and pick a standard and see how it goes. See how you like it. Okay, what do we got going on here? My band plays Tequila. It's the test as to whether the crowd likes us by how loud they shout Tequila. I'm with you all the way. I love that tune. I had a little group. We played at coffee houses. And my jazz group that recorded Doobie Da, that tune for the break. We would do Tequila all the time, man. It was fun. We also did a surf medley. I always said like that. Just what the hell? And people like that stuff. So we kind of mixed it up a little. Frank Kelly, 173 pages long, which I grew to appreciate over the years. Thank you. 100, wow. No wonder Dale Zenetic was ticked off. Dan Anthony, I'm a Beatles nut. Me too. You know, I go through every 10 years. I go through the whole thing. And, you know, go nuts on the Beatles. And then after a while, it's like I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of this. But then you jump back in. But actually, it's been occurring more and more. You know, once you start clicking on videos of the Beatles, then your feed gets all these videos, and it's like I gotta watch them. So I can't help myself. Okay, let's see where we are at here. How about we do pages from a book? We got to do this. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You cannot learn from books. Replace these pages with life lessons.
Okay, here's the book. This is called Music Speed Reading, and it is by David Hickman. Here he is on the back. This is an old book. I forget where I even got this. Century City, Trigram Music Incorporated. All right, so what he does in the very beginning, and let's take a look at that very first. Where'd it go? Shoot. Here's one of the pages of the book. There you go. There you go. Speed reading. You notice each line has 24 notes on it. And the purpose of this is to first learn to play these notes, maybe as half notes or whole notes or whatever. And then you want to play them as quarter notes, then eighth notes, then a triplet, and then 16th notes. Once you can successfully do that, then you come over here and you put a key signature in. B flat. All the B's are flat. Or E flat. B flat, E flat. Okay? And then you go through and play it. I think it's a very interesting idea. I think it's, if you notice, there are no ledger lines. Well, there's a few, I guess. In the book, here's what basically he says here. Here is the, here is, if you can see this part here, here is what he's written out with just dots. And then this is what you're going to now play it as quarter notes. Then you're going to play it as eighth notes. Then you're going to play it as triplets. And then you're going to play it as sixteenths. And this is all about note identification. I think it's a good book. I really do. I think it gets you thinking. I think your eyes get tired. Now, one of the things he talks about in the book is learn to look at multiple notes. Learn to focus at 5, 6, 7 notes, 8 notes all at once. It's like speed reading a textbook, right? You don't look at every note. You try to look as far as you can into the entire sentence. And so then that's what you do with this book. If I took this first line here, basically, I would maybe just play it and go, let me put this up. Now I'm going to play it as eighth notes. Now I'm going to try to play it as triplets. And then as eighth note, 16th. that's going to require practice. Okay, but you get the idea? Now, he goes through this with several things. And then he's got a bunch of reading etudes in the back. So I believe it's a good book for note identification on the guitar, learn to play some of these things in multiple positions. Basically, if you divide the guitar up in thirds, so you have first position, fifth position, eighth positions, you want to play that. And then move on. Just keep doing it. Now that's note identification. Now I have a course. It's called Rhythms at First Sight. And what that is about is looking at a rhythm and knowing what it sounds like before you even have to count it. That's how these studio guys can play. They've played so much music. They know when they see one measure, they know the rhythm of that measure. Then all they got to do is fill in the notes. It's like they've already seen this before. And then they can do it with two measures. So they're always reading ahead. So one of the important things is being able to not just count a rhythm, but to see it and know what it sounds like without counting. And that's what my Rhythms at First Sight course is. I think that's available on the library, I believe. Okay, so I recommend that book. I don't know if it's still in print, but you can probably find a used copy if you're interested in becoming a better reader. Now, I always tell my students that unless you're going to be a studio musician playing legit music, big band and stuff, nobody reads in. I don't want to say that. A lot of record dates and stuff is studio musicians aren't required to read music. They're required to be creative. Okay. But you want to be able to read music enough to learn is the right way to put it. You got to be able to learn enough, be able to read enough to learn, and I think that would be your best expectation to get to that point. Now, if you're going to play a Broadway show, if you're going to go on a road go on the sea with a cruise ship, you might have to learn to read notes, but a lot of it you don't have to. And I want to also say, a lot of people make fun of guitar players because, the old saying, how to get them to turn down, give them a chart. Well, we didn't learn this instrument by learning how to read first, unless you did Mel Bay, and it was just tedious stuff. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to play. Right? We didn't need to read that. We put on a record, and picked it out. So guitar players have much better ears than a trombone player or anybody who learned to read. Okay, they have better ears. They're more creative. That's a general statement. Don't get all pissed off at me if So it's two sides to each coin. So, but you want to become the best musician you possibly can, not just a guitar player, but a musician. So, pick up the book. I think it's good. And that concludes our pages from a book.
You cannot learn from books. Replace these pages with life lessons.
That's right. You cannot learn from books. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Richard Bishop. Wow, the wood, timbre, sound of that guitar you are using is so sweet. Yes. Great exercise, Rich. Thank you, Jimmy Rolfe. I hope you're not going to tear out the pages. Rhythms at First Sight. Gail put on the link for that. This one, Danny was the best player besides. Oh yeah, those are all wonderful players, Danny Gatton, without a doubt. Okay, let's don't call each other names. Richard Bishop, not to distract, but can you let us hear the free air, the room sound of this guitar? It's funny, I have a student, he's in Singapore, and he has an Eagle Classic. He said, I bought it because I heard you do the demo, and I bought one over there. And so he's been playing it, and he says, I bought another guitar. I thought I'm going to go to a music store, and I saw this guitar, and I thought, I'm going to buy this. And I forget which one it was. And he said, I brought it home, and I've been spoiled by this guitar. I've been spoiled by it. They don't sound as good as this. You're right. Okay, I do have an overhead mic here. Let me bump this up. Turn down this volume. These are old strings. That's what it sounds like. Submitted for your approval. By the way, Calvin Wong just joined us. And Calvin bought, and I forgot, last week I mentioned that we're getting in a 575 custom with cloud inlays, gold hardware, original sunburst finish, and it's gorgeous, and it says The Heritage here. Anyway, Calvin bought it. So it's on its way to Hawaii. So, yeah, okay, this is the Eagle Classic. Basically, an Eagle Classic is a little thinner than an L5, 17-inch, all solid woods. This is 3-inch, L5's 3 and 5/8. This particular guitar, the Eagle Classic, can be equated to an L7. An L7 is all solid woods, but the L5 is all solid woods with a lot of ornamentation. So this is the like an L7, if you will, without a bunch of ornamentation, whereas the Eagle Classic, no, wait a minute, Eagle, what the heck is that thing called? This is an Eagle Classic, and those are called Eagle Sun. What are they called? I forgot. God, it's getting old shit's terrible. They are called Golden Eagle. Duh. I got a couple of them. And but anyway, they sound the same. Just not. It's pretty. Not quite as pretty as that, but they're in their own right. These guitars are freaking great. Let's play. I have on my list the song "All of Me," which is kind of a funny song. Talk about standards. You always think, sometimes I think of some of the standards as hokey. And I think of this song as that. And I've mentioned that to some people, and they say, "What are you talking about? I love that tune, man. I like that. It makes me think of Lawrence Welk, or something." But the song, it's proven itself time and time again. Okay, let's start over. Do a little shuffle off the buffalo on that one. I love a song with a good diminished chord that pulls you into the next. He grabbed her and he tied her to the railroad track. And then, and then, and then along came Jones. Man, you're old if you know that song. Did you ever play the song Crazy, but as a jazz format? Absolutely. I've got an arrangement of that and never did a video on it, but I've got to do that. Standards are what will still be around long after everybody listening to this show is long gone. That's the truth. Great job on the live stream, Gail and Rich. Hope Wes as well. Thank you, Paul. Okay, so just calling standards infrastructures, where all else is based on. Okay, good to know. You know, a lot of A lot of pop musicians, no standards. So look at, if you had a good time today. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you that on the search on this here, I'm going to type this in and I'm going to go all of me and look at there's all of me comping, chord melody, and a solo, and there are a collection of those things. So if you want some new good ideas for maybe working on a particular tune, a particular working on that song, and you need some new ideas, check them out. I think you'll enjoy those. So get on the library, please. Locke, no, that wasn't Ray Stevens. That was the Coasters, who I played with a lot. And actually, I was going to play a song today, and I wanted to get a picture first. Try to find it. Blue, Bobby Nunn, is that his last name? Blue, he went by Blue. Why is everybody always picking on that guy? He sang on one of my records once. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us. And if there's, if you want to get this guitar, it's just waiting for you. Isn't that a cool chord? Flat 5 with the natural 5. All right, you guys. See you next week. Thank you so much. And we'll see you then. Thank you, Gail. How do you shut this thing down? I'm going to need a mouse. And I'm going to need a cursor.